Starfleet Underground. Every week, we'll take a look at the latest Star Trek news and then check out a current or classic episode of Star Trek. We watch Star Trek Lower Decks, the Season 1 finale. Boimler butt dials. Mariner has useful Contraband. Tendi befriends an Exocomp. And Rutherford gets dialed in, just in time to be a hero. And if you thought that was heroic, wait to hear what happens to Shaxs. And you put the Tribble where?
Hey, good day, everybody. Thank you for joining us back here at Starfleet Underground. The crew's all here for a change. Patrick, since I made sure that he doesn't empty the filters, since we're getting a new starship, he's here as well, our science officer. And of course, I got the confirmation, and I can't wait to tell everyone about our Rocky. So, good morning, everyone. Hey, good morning, science officer.
Hello, good morning. I'm Heather. I'm the science officer. And I'm just sitting here messing with this panel, trying to get the Tribble to fall out.
What do you mean trying to get it to fall? How did it get in there in the first place?
Oh, I got contraband stashed all over this ship, Captain.
Oh, not another Mariner incident. Okay. We have, you heard the introduction over there. We got our computer expert, our VIP liaison, and my number one. And that's, what is your name again? Patrick, go ahead, introduce yourself.
What is my name? Bitch, you know my name. Hello, everybody. Welcome aboard. Hope you're having fun and enjoying our little snippet of Star Trek universe. And Heather, are you using that Tribble for personal use, just like Mariner?
Shh. Don't tell anyone.
I think there's laws against that.
Well, I mean, you'll know if I'm using it for personal use if it's like, wet.
Okay, ooh.
You guys are...
Ooh.
I didn't realize this show was going to go there this early. Wow.
You guys don't realize that they still haven't ruled whether or not if Tribbles are sentient. So you're skirting the issue here.
Who says that we don't? Who says that it's not pleasurable for both of us?
The Tribble.
Okay.
The Tribble was purring, right? And it was still purring the entire time.
Is that why it's squealing?
Yes. It's like, get me out of here. Oh my God, get me out of here. Ah!
And I thought it was just having fun.
Yeah, no.
That's the sound of the show saying we.
Wow. Already. And after I had such a long talk with HR and I assured them that this wasn't going to happen again.
Good vibrations.
Never make promises you can't keep, Captain.
Oh, no. Well, luckily the console hasn't gone off yet, so hopefully they're sleeping this morning. Okay, and our engineer, Supreme.
Oh, I was enjoying my shore leave so much. And then I was at this bar, and these beautiful, gorgeous women, I had no idea they were Pakled. But they were beautiful, and they bought me a Romulan Ale, and I swear I can keep my liquor at least for one Romulan Ale, but they must have roofied me, because I woke up and they just wanted me to fix their impulse drive, and I had to spend, they wouldn't let me go. I had to fix it, and when they weren't looking, I beamed away in their transporter, which I set to self-destruct after I left, so.
Did you have a wet Tribble in your butt?
No, there was not that issue. Fortunately, I got away with that one. But, oh, man, that was a weekend I was not expecting to have.
Well, I think some of that might be my fault because I don't know if you saw it. I told them to leave the ship out of communication. I have to congratulate you because, remember, we put you up for the O'Brien Award. You won.
Oh, wow.
And so it went on a galaxy wave that you are as good or is not better than Chief O'Brien. And that's how I think the Pakleds got a hold of you because they figured you can make them go.
That's what they said. They really were talking about warp drives. That's the last thing I remember.
But wasn't Rocket the only one put up for that award?
No, it wasn't Rocket.
I'm sure there's other podcasts that had engineers that were put up for this award.
No, and I saw your after action report, and it looks like the vague thing you remember is one of the Pakleds pointed to their crotch and told you to make it go. So That was
And you made it go.
I apparently had a really good time. I just can't remember any of it except for the part about fixing their impulse drive.
So you probably did have a wet Tribble in your butt.
And a lot of Romulan ale.
I know that I'm going to have to go to HR again after this, provided they listen to it. So hopefully they don't. But this has definitely been a good ride through why did I say ride? Oh my God.
Okay.
Through the season of Lower Decks. And so it's been interesting. We're not going to jump into the show just yet because I got business to take care of. One of them, of course, is to say this show is brought to you by Section 31. Why they finance us, we don't know. And we are the podcast where our shields are constantly down to at least 23%. Is it because of our piloting? We won't tell. You just have to be a guest on here to find out for certain. Now we're going to also talk about if there's any corrections.
I don't believe I got any emails saying we screwed anything up.
Oh, that's a good thing. So we had a flawless podcast again, right with all the good information. Nobody messed up on it. Now, news. Anybody's got any news?
Oh, there was something. I can't remember what it was, though.
There was a huge Comicon presence from the New York side of things.
Yes, it was. There was a lot of panels on for Comicon.
And some announcing about some captain we know about.
Oh, yes. That was it. Janeway's going to be on the new Nickelodeon
the Prodigy
animated series.
The Prodigy.
Yeah. Prodigy.
Yeah.
Woo! I knew there was something. I was like, I couldn't remember what it was, but I'm like, I knew there was something big.
Now, are you sure that you're not the one with the wet Tribble in the butt?
Oh.
If you forgot.
Oh.
No, but I did just get a wet spot. Because Janeway, I mean, come on. When Janeway came on Voyager as that first female captain, I was just like, this is so freaking cool. I couldn't believe it. I was so stoked. And she did such an amazing job. So to have her back in the Trek universe is amazing.
Squee.
Yeah, it was a big deal. I remember that because I was familiar from her work in the movie Remo Williams, The Adventures of Remo Williams.
Yep.
So good. If you haven't seen that movie, that's the one you got to put on your list. It was pretty good.
This is one of my favorites.
Yeah, to see her in that role and like to fully realize that this woman's, that's why she's familiar. She played that. And then see her in charge of things finally was awesome. And she was so good in that role and so good in Voyager overall. I mean, Captain Janeway was badass.
It's one of the movies which I really hope they would make into a series because I was a fan of the books. I read almost all the books that are out there. In fact, they even picked up the books again and I started reading them on my electronic device. So when they made the movie, I was really stoked. But apparently it didn't do well enough for them to do a follow-up. But there's been rumors that they're going to do a remake. It's never solidified yet. The rumors have been about 10 years for Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins. It is an entertaining movie. And for those of you out there, if you're Star Trek fans, it's really good, like Rocky said, to see Captain Janeway in a military part. So give the hint of the captain she's going to become. So it's pretty cool.
What was the name of the movie? One more time.
Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins.
REMO is
Reamed Williams. Hey, we do have Alex Kurtzman and CBS are planning more Star Trek through 2027, including more Discovery seasons. So we will have more, even more series apparently, so than what we have right now.
They've got things played out. They're like, okay, 2027, here's what we could do till 2027. And that's not a limit. That's just a arbitrary date. Mm-hmm. So it's so exciting. He put a lot of good quotes out there. I was looking at it on trekmovie.com and he was talking about how, they want to shape and mold the shows and how do you target your audience? Because Trek fans are a certain kind of fans. If I could just quote what he's saying, he says, you always have to sell the property to the deep fans. They scrutinize everything in a way that fans of Trek have done since the beginning. You can never be doing anything that seeks to sort of say, well, we're only going to hit one group here and we're not going to care about the other. So that being said, I think the death of a great franchise is when you try to please everybody. I think some things have to be really focused on specific groups or specific ideas, and you can assume not everybody will love it. So if you feel like you're not loving certain parts of Trek, that might explain it. Another thing he said, the key is not to homogenize Star Trek. The way to do that is to make sure each show is carried by a different voice. I think about the crayon analogy. There's a bunch of different colors in the box, but it's all in the same box. So if you don't like parts of Trek, maybe you're looking at the wrong crayon.
That could be true.
And if you like the whole box, you like crayons in general, and I'm with you.
If you like the whole box, you like a rainbow.
Yeah, totally.
I like rainbows.
Rainbows are cool.
I'm a rainbow. I'm a rainbow unicorn.
Rainbows rock.
Rainbows are cool.
If you like the whole box, you have to stop eating a lot of crayons.
Yeah, don't eat the crayons. You probably shouldn't eat the crayons.
No. Eat the crayons because then you get this multicolored poop. It's really cool looking.
Just like unicorns.
Like unicorns.
I had a feeling when I said that somebody was going to go there. I'm glad you guys did not disappoint.
You're welcome.
Well, how do you think they get Lucky Charm marshmallows? It's unicorn poop.
Yeah.
That's it.
Alrighty then.
Swords from unicorns' butts.
One more piece of news too. Also, the opening scene from Star Trek Discovery Season 3 is out. So if you want to see it, you can see that.
That was pretty cool. That I did watch.
Who else is going to the virtual premiere next Wednesday? Me.
Uh-oh. We've got a premiere?
Tell everybody about it.
Oh, that's right. We will once it happens. Yeah, we get invited for the virtual premiere for Star Trek Discovery. Chances are we might. I don't know if we're going to see a full episode or not, but there's going to be panels and everything else. And apparently they're going to be sending something through us through Intergalactic Carrier as well. So we'll be getting a swag of some sort. So we're definitely going to give a report.
Yeah.
Yeah, on everything once it happens. So
I'm wondering whether we're going to just because the very first. Was it the first Discovery premiere we went to? We see, 2 episodes?
Yeah, we saw 3, actually.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if they're going to show us, 3 episodes.
Didn't you guys go to the Season 2 premiere for Discovery and see 3 episodes as well?
Yeah.
Well, you saw Star Trek Picard's first 3.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And you saw Picard's first 3.
And we saw the first 3 of Discovery as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys are way like the next level cooler just because of that. Just like the next,
that's the thing about captains and number ones. They always get to do stuff that the rest of us crew don't do.
They get to do the cool stuff. And
it's actually because we know this girl, Holly, who used to work for CBS doing archiving of stuff. And she had reached out to us because we knew her from Star Trek Las Vegas. So like this whole group of us that goes to Vegas and we all know each other, she got everyone's email addresses and submitted them. And that's how we got to go in there. So Holly Amos, thank you. You rock. Thumbs up.
Cool.
Okay, now, since we're done with the news and we're done with the little talk and there's no tribbles falling out of the ceiling,
or butts.
Science Officer Heather, you're on.
Hi. Okay. Reporting for duty, sir. Here I am. Okay. So this is the season finale of Star Trek Lower Decks. We are at season 1, episode 10, No Small Parts. It first aired Thursday, October 8th, 2020. We'll start with the teaser. Boim Boim can't keep a secret. So while on an away mission, Mariner and Brad sneak off to the planet and give away artistic contraband to native children. Both of their badges are off and sitting on a nearby crate, far away enough that they can't hear number 1's hails, but close enough that the captain and the entire bridge crew can eavesdrop on their conversation. Perfect time for Brad to mention that he knows Mariner's secret. The captain is her mother. Mariner and the captain freak out at the same time, and Mariner and Brad are beamed onto the bridge in absolute horror.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Right.
You didn't mention anything about Landru.
Right?
No, I didn't.
Landru was... Who plugged Landru back in?
That was funny.
What fool did that?
The Return of Archeron, season 1, episode 21 of TOS. Come on. That was epic.
Because they were like doing the purge thing again, right? What's up with that?
And that's the Return of Archons, is that right?
Archons, Archons?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lesson of not to listen to your computer too closely. I mean, too intensely, because Your computer doesn't know what's going on. It's just going to follow the directions it was programmed for. And if you're doing that, you're mindlessly following a computer. It also shows that Captain Kirk can talk to a computer and make it crash just by talking to it.
Paradox.
That was funny.
That was so funny.
So funny. It was like, Landru says, consume the intruders.
Like, don't make me paradox you yourself.
Don't make me paradox you to self-destruction again. Landru apologizes.
I loved a little sticker on front of Landru. I want to get that sticker. It just says a Starfleet logo and it says, do not obey.
Right.
And then they're like, as the townspeople are walking away, the guy's like, but I just bought a new scythe.
Yeah. I was so looking forward to the purge.
Right?
So did you notice on Ransom's pad when he was talking about like Kirk and Spock, we see the image of Kirk and Spock, like how they appear on the animated series.
That was
cool.
That was the first time the animated, like an exact animated series depiction of like the Trek character has appeared on like another Trek series.
I love that. Just like, oh no, I was talking about TOS. You know, those old scientists.
Yeah, that was funny.
I'm sure all the Star Trek fans are like rolling around on the floor because
it's always weird revisiting planets from the TOS era. That's what I call the 2260s.
You know, the old scientists.
Oh man.
You know, Spock, McCoy. That was neat. It was a really cool little opening.
What was cute was when, as Mariner and Boimler are getting beamed up, he's like, does the captain give you sweet water captain kisses?
What a butt dial. That was a hell of a butt dial.
Totally.
You got to be careful when you take off your Starfleet shirt that you don't bump the emblem because you don't know who you're going to contact.
You know, but Boimler reminds me of everybody has that one friend that doesn't realize that they're taking something too far. You know, it's just like, dude, shut up. Shut up.
Shut up. Yeah.
Shut up.
Like, she's right behind you. That was the Starfleet equivalent of they're right behind me, aren't they? You get beamed up mid-conversation.
Mm-hmm. And it must have been mortifying for him because here he is such a kiss ass, you know, trying to be like the biggest kiss ass in the world. And then he gets caught making fun of her.
Mm-hmm. and the way they cut it off the scene in mid-scream had me in hysterics. I thought that was so funny. Yeah. When he realized he was on the ship, he's like, and they cut it right in mid-scream. So it was like, wow, what's going to happen to him? Good segment cliffhanger.
Bow show.
Totally.
The next scene.
Next is Act 1, which is the distress call. Storyline A, Mariner is super annoyed that everyone on the ship knows that she's the captain's daughter and she hates how they are treating her differently. Mariner figures out that if she gets a promotion, she'll transfer to another ship and she'll be an unknown again where she can get away with her normal shenanigans. That's when she straightens up her act, working on the promotion/transfer. Storyline B is Rutherford. Rutherford accidentally found his implant's personality selection settings, and there are so many options to choose from. So much so that he has trouble finding his normal setting. Storyline C, Tendi is assigned as a guide for their newest recruit, Peanut Hamper, and will show her the ropes. The ship's storyline, the main storyline, is the Cerritos receives a distress call, and even though the Titan is in the area, they'll check it out instead. When they arrive, they find nothing but wreckage and death. That's when a monster ship grabs the Cerritos with mechanical arms and starts to tear it limb from limb.
That
was a lot.
Opening scene right there was really a lot to unpack because I remember being shocked when you found out who the villain was. And I kind of get it because we're going to be doing this next week when we get our new starship.
The plastic was still on the screen.
Still on the screen. It's like, don't pull it. I want this ship to stay as new as possible.
And take off your shoes, damn it.
Yeah, everyone was wearing socks.
Well, when you get a brand new carpet on a starship, that's kind of sacred because everyone's going to be walking over that for like the next decade and a half. Mm-hmm. But if you can keep that sucker clean, it's so beautiful.
And then I had a aha moment because the Cerritos, as well as the ships that are configured like that, are called Cali Class. And I must have had a dumb moment because just realize that Cali Class meant California Class. That's why all those ships are named after places in California.
Right. Sequoia.
Like the USS
That's
Silverado.
so cool.
Just figuring this out now?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that. That's awesome.
It's the California love, baby. They got California love.
So I guess that's why they call it the Cali Class, because every single one of those type of ships are named after a place in California.
That's cool.
So I thought that was pretty cool. And the USS Sylvain was like the same color scheme as a lot of the houses and stuff up there in Sylvain. Got the reddish to it. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, Solfaing's a cute little town.
Yep, it is. So I thought that was really cool. But also a little bit of trivia for you. This is the first time we see almost an entire crew get wiped out on a cartoon there.
It was pretty violent.
Yeah,
oh my
that
God.
was.
Yeah.
I was kind of. My mouth fell open.
Oh, me too. I was shocked.
I mean, I was like, this is exciting. They got a brand new ship. Oh, they did pull plastic off. Yeah, they got to pull the plastic off. I hate it when they leave the plastic on. And then kaboom. I was
it
just
was
like,
ripped apart.
it was horrible.
Have you ever seen that in any other, like, I don't know. So have you guys ever seen that in any other Star Trek like series or movie or anything where the ship goes to warp and it's torn apart like that?
Oh, it almost happened to Enterprise probably
No.
every other day, but
Yeah. No, not when they leave like a bug smear across the space, across
Right?
the screen.
That was a total
it was
bug smear.
gnarly.
And
Oh
it's
my
like,
God,
oh
yeah.
my God. You can imagine such an emotional high and a low at the same time. You have a brand new friggin' ship, and it gets attacked and grappled like that. And it's like, wow.
In a matter of seconds.
We still don't know who the bad guy is yet.
No, you still don't know who the bad guy is yet. It just came out of nowhere, this massive ship with grappling. And it's like, what the hell?
Okay, but what about some of the more exciting parts, like when we got an exocomp?
Right.
No, the Exocomp, that was cute.
I'm going to show her so many ropes.
Now, did you guys know the Exocomp? It first appeared in the Next Generation, the Quality of Life.
That was a very good episode.
I don't recall that. I'll have
Oh,
to go
it
watch
was
it.
so good.
Remind us about the episode.
Well, they come down to this. Was it like a mining planet or something like that? And they've got the exocomps, and there's this wonderful invention where they go down and automatically do all the mechanical work. It has this cool front nose on the exocomp that can change to any tool it needs. So it's kind of like you can beam in or replicate any tool instantly without changing or moving anything. So it's like ultimate crescent wrench. You get any size you want right there. And they kept in, and there was this giant mining laser, and it started to kill people. The laser started to zap people. We couldn't figure out why. And the exocomps, we realized, like, well, okay, we'll go in there and do your cycle, and it would come back and not finish its cycle. And they couldn't figure out why the exocomp was doing that. Turns out the exocomps got intelligence. It was a thing that's alive, and something evil was, or not evil necessarily, but something bad was happening. And that was the whole clue to what was going on. And we find out the exocomps are self-intelligent.
Ooh.
And that would made it a really cool episode, and which explained why. Well, that's later on in the scene. We'll get to those, but it was really neat.
Yeah. It was. And then also the quotes in this. Oh my God, the quotes were hilarious. I was laughing so hard I was crying. The part where Ransom comes in and he knows about Freeman and Beckett and they're there. And he says, from now on, I'll make sure to give you special attention. And she's like, no, be as hard on her as you are always.
Be hard on me.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, be hard on
Okay,
and he's
I'll
like,
be hard on you. I mean, not like that.
I'm only hard on you when you make me hard. I mean, I'm not hard right now. I mean, I could get hard.
Yeah, I could be. And then he
if I
pulls
wanted
his
to.
pad down to cover his crotch.
Right? And then he's like, you both are great.
That was hysterical. It's like you say something like you guys do. You make me say things and I don't realize how it's going to sound until it's already out. You're like, oh shit, that's going to be taken the wrong way.
And then HR is buzzing you and you're like, oh man.
I thought that was really funny.
And we have to be careful of the use of the word hard.
I'm only hard when you make me hard. I mean, I'm not hard right now, but I could get hard.
It's hard. It's hard to use the word hard.
Give me a few moments here. I can show you. Oh, wait. No, I'm not supposed to show you. No, okay.
Well, no, that's why he was
Unless you
covering
ask,
it with
you
the
have
pad.
to ask that I will show. Yeah.
He was covering with the pad so you couldn't see
He
how
was being
hard he was
respectable.
getting.
Ransom's respectable.
But what makes it funny is that we already know that there's like a little bit of an attraction thing going back and forth between them. So he inadvertently let it out.
Oh, he accidentally popped the chub at the wrong moment.
In front of his mother.
In front of her mom.
And the look on both their faces was like, good God, he's so embarrassing. I liked Rutherford's when he's going through his modes when they're going to meet the new crew in the Exocomp. And he gets to the sexy mode and he's like, don't mind if I do.
I love that. And I love how they take it to the next level where, 1,000 years from now, we don't have 100 settings we could choose from. We have 1,000 settings we could choose from. Mm-hmm. So he's saying they're trying to get back to the normal setting.
One ultimate shuffle button, that's for sure. He needs a home button on that. But he just kept shuffling and shuffling and shuffling. It took him forever to get the normal mode. He doesn't. In fact, I don't even think he gets normal mode in this act.
No,
he has sarcastic mode. He's like, well, just treat him like you treat everybody. It's like, who cares? Of course you better treat him nice. That was kind of cute.
He has cowboy.
And then you got the British mode where he's like all chim-chimmery.
Yes.
Like a Mary Poppins.
And then the depressed mode, the cowboy mode, the sexy mode.
And then she imitated him when he had the cowboy mode.
She nailed cowboy real fast.
Yes, she did.
Maybe they have cowboys on Orion.
And Peanut Hamper's like, what the fuck?
Like, I don't know what's going on here.
That was weird. Okay. You humans are strange.
And Peanut Hamper's like, can't even pick up a tube. But it's like, we're looking at it, it's taken forever. This entire conversation, it still hasn't picked up that tube over there. Peanut Hamper's probably hampered a little bit. But then you get Peanut Hamper into medical. And that's where she shines.
Right. But before we go on to that, one other thing, speaking of medical, the quote from Tiana where she pulls over Beckett and she's like, hey, you think your mom would be okay if me and Shaxs made a little love connection? I'd love to snag that Bajoran beefcake with my Coital Hooks.
That was beyond.
I was like, what the fuck is a Coital Hook?
I would Google it, but I know better.
Yeah.
But what was really kind of is like everybody's walking on the bridge and they're whispering about her. And you can see the look on her face. She's getting more and more annoyed. Then the one person you thought that would treat her like crap was the doctor. She had a thing on there, like, hook me up.
Doctor's got a whole nother issue, a whole nother agenda.
The one guy walks by her and he's like, Mariner, looking good, girlfriend. She's like, get phased, Lundy.
I know.
What about the guy who thought Wolf 359 was an inside job?
Levy,
yes.
Yeah. What the hell, dude?
Oh, that was...
Changelings aren't real. The Dominion War didn't happen.
Freaking hilarious. That was so hilarious.
Hey, let's figure the new name, which I wasn't aware for Hot Pockets or for hand pies.
Is that what they called that?
This show's like, here, I made you some hand pies. Ooh, key lime pie.
They look pretty good. I thought that was really nice.
I thought those were like those Hostess, like a Hostess apple pie. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah. It looked like a nice snack.
But they were shaped like Hot Pockets.
No, they were shaped like apple pies, like Hostess apple pies.
No, they were shaped like little Hot Pockets. Go through and pause the screen.
They're shaped about the same. Well, in Cartoon Land, it's probably similar.
Okay, that was actually a very good mediating job right there. No wonder you won the O'Brien Award.
So Ransom was basically interested in a warm apple pie?
Yeah, just
American
I saw that movie.
American
that was a good one.
Yeah.
And the deleted scenes explains that one even better.
Wow. Okay.
And one time in band camp?
Seriously.
Yeah.
One time in Exocomp camp? Because it has the attachments.
It does whatever it can with that attachment.
Yeah, and it showed that it did a really good job.
Oh my God, we could put a dildo on there for an attachment. I didn't think about that. That's awesome. That's a great idea. Thank you, Captain.
Wait, where's the request?
Exocomp's the girl's best friend.
Exocomp requests. There it is. Denied.
Oh, dang.
Okay,
I was really
you're not
looking forward
supposed
to
to
that.
write dildo in the request, sir.
What was I can't remember what the part was.
Here's one from Patrick too. Denied.
I don't need any artificial stimuli.
He has his tribbles.
No tribbles.
No vibrating tribbles.
No. I'm all I need. Thank you very much. What was the part? I can't remember exactly what the situation was, but Mariner says to Ransom, she's like, sort of stuck between a rock and a kiss-ass place, aren't you, sir?
Yes. He's busy trying to work out. And he's like, no, I got to think. And I got to think. I work out when I think. Or what was he doing?
Yeah, his shirt's off. He's all, beef caked out, pumping iron.
He's like, yeah, I don't know, but you get such an excellent fitness report. And Mariner, you're the captain's daughter, so I must think.
I got to work out.
He's got to work out something.
Sexual frustration.
It was pretty cool.
And he knows he's going to interview him. So he's sitting there with his shirt off, doing the, trying to impress Mariner, doing the arm thing, arm lifts.
Curls.
The curls.
Thank you. I knew something like that. It was one of those things.
I think that takes us to the next section.
Yeah. Okay. So Act 2, Badgie's back. Mariner and Brad run to the bridge where they see the Packlids on the screen telling the captain that they are going to tear the ship apart and add it to their monster ship. The captain is desperate and asks Mariner for help. Mariner takes command and orders Rutherford to bring her a virus. Rutherford agrees and does it the only way he knows how. It's time to turn on Badgie. Luckily, Badgie already has 3 viruses created that he was saving for a rainy day. However, the virus must be installed manually. The Packlids start to beam aboard and there is a fight. Unfortunately, the captain is seriously injured and they have to rush her to sickbay. In sickbay, they hatch a plot for how to deliver the virus. Peanut Hamper is perfect for the job, but she tells them to go pound sand and she beams herself off the ship and into space. Shaxs and Rutherford will do it instead. Shaxs and Rutherford make it to the ship and upload the virus. However, Badgie tries to kill them all. After all, his father did break his neck. Shaxs saves Rutherford by ripping his implant from his head, throwing him in the shuttle, and pushing it out into space before the ship blew up, killing poor Shaxs in the process. Their Cerritos thinks they're safe when 3 more monster ships appear. Nah, they're fucked.
I thought what was funny was there was some Borg reference when the Packlids were like, we want your ship pieces to add to our ship pieces so that we have all the ship pieces. It was like your biological distinctiveness will be added to our own. That's totally what I got from that.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's what Packlids kind of do. They're like the analog Borg.
Yeah.
That's a
Except
really
they're not
good
quite
point.
as smart. The Borg kind of get the intelligence when they do that, but the Packlids just go for the tech, and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. So they kind of just, that's what usually, they're the joke. They're the joke of the galaxy, except when they figured shit out enough to get this badass.
And
Yeah.
I thought the Enterprise was strong.
Obviously, they've been working out, because before Packlids were all kind of a little bit on the portly side, but now they're all of a sudden they're all beefcake size and everything.
Yeah.
So it's like, wow.
They still ain't very smart, though.
Well, they wanted to get the Enterprise. It was all about the Enterprise. Every ship was there's 2 Enterprises. What's going on?
It's like, we're not the Enterprise.
And just so our viewers know, the Packlids themselves only appeared in 1 episode ever, and it was The Next Generation, The Samaritan Snare.
But you also see again how the captain is pretty smart, because when they get grappled and she turned around and went just like, okay, we need to go to warp, and she's like, no, that's exactly what the Sylvain would have done, so cut the power.
Yeah, I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, that was so smart.
She was able to surmise right off the bat, because a person's first instinct, 1, is to get out of there, and 2, rather than allow herself to get hit directly like the Sylvain did, she did evasive maneuvers, which bought them time as well.
Yeah.
So, and then you get the Packlids like, we are strong. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, physically you may be strong, mentally not so much.
No, it's like the Borg dumbed down.
Right? When they're carbon up, or when they're lasering through the hull of the ship, and Ransom's like, they're carbon us up like a first day contact salmon.
That was very specific.
Yes. Or first contact day salmon. Sorry, I got that backwards.
You always need somebody that thinks outside the box.
Yeah.
You really do. And so for her, like, I need a harebrained, half-baked plan. It's like,
Just so happens you got somebody the perfect for that.
That's
Right.
totally going to piss me off.
It was the perfect idea.
And when she pulls down the panels and all the contraband comes out, not only did the Tribble come out, but did you guys notice notice that Spock's helmet fell down too.
Oh my God, I gotta watch it in slow-mo now.
The helmet is based on a toy from the 1970s, and it has absolutely nothing, like for years fans have pointed out, that it has absolutely nothing to do with Spock or Star Trek, besides the fact that it was sold as like a Star Trek toy. And it was like so much of a joke that they wanted to put that in as one of the contraband items.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
See, I didn't see that, but it shows you that what I do in my cabin in my personal time, you can tell because I totally spotted the bottle of blood wine.
Awesome.
Well, I just noticed that when they were fighting, the weapon choice, because Mariner went with the batleth and Boim Boim's got the fencing sword.
Right.
And of course, Ransom.
And Ransom's got his hands.
Right. He's like, it's time to set my fist to stun and my kicks to kill. And then he's all side roll, double hand punch.
Yeah. What's the thing where you say your move while you're doing it? Is that like I don't know what that reference is, but that's the thing they do now. So I don't know where'd that come from. I guess I'm getting too old. What are the kids doing these days?
Oh, I like how they had him fighting the same way he fought in the arena with that monster. You know, he just threw down the weapon and is like, I'm using my hands. And he does the same thing.
The Kirk Fu.
Yeah, very Kirk Fu.
And he did it.
Yeah.
And Shaxs, like, I swear, he just shouted at somebody and they fell over. It was like, he was so badass. The Shaxs is like a big bad boy, man.
Shaxs was loving it. Shaxs was having so much fun.
Well, he said he was having the best day of his life.
It was just wild. Shaxs was unbelievable.
And he's flying that shuttle in and he's going in full bore and he's yelling, eat this. I mean, come on. How much more badass can Shaxs be?
Right.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And then first time you got a computer, even though it was kind of organic computer, going to turn around and tell everybody, well, sucks to be organic. I'm out.
She's like, screw you guys. I'm going home.
Yeah, so she's like, enjoy having your guts fly out or whatever.
It sucks to be organic.
She only joined Starfleet to piss off her dad.
Not to be a virus bomb.
Nope.
That's your motivations for joining Starfleet. I mean, come on.
But when Rutherford turned on Badgie to create the virus, and Badgie's like, I'm always monitoring comms.
So Badgie's in the know. That's
like,
sure.
What? Okay.
Rutherford's like, you're not going to kill me again, are you?
That was so spooky, that little thing, I swear. And the voice it used, it's like, you have to undo the safety protocols. And it's like,
not until you die.
Hello, Father.
Yes, dun, dun.
Dun, dun. Well, it just so happens I have 3 viruses that I've already made.
But 3 viruses lying around, just ready to go.
Yeah, he's like, what the fuck are you doing in your spare time?
Monitoring comms.
Monitoring comms.
So evil because Badgie's like, no. You've got to die first before I go off. I mean, it's just like so dang, wow, come on, Badgie.
Because you snapped my neck, Father.
Badgie has a grudge.
Right?
He totally does.
A little bit. You would say just a little bit. But let's see, again, Ransom. I mean, not Ransom. Oh my God. The Bajoran.
Shaxs.
He was in his glory. I mean, you sure he wasn't part Crayon?
Right.
The Bajoran.
Well, you know, it was cute though when he put Rutherford in the shuttle and pushed it out into space. He's like, "Hang in there, baby bear." Remember from the episode when Rutherford went through all the different jobs on the ship?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He still has that respect for Rutherford.
It was so cute.
It's that pure, primeval, respect for Rutherford.
I know.
It was very cute.
Yeah. And then when he tore the implant out of his head, threw him in the shuttle, pushed him out. And then you see like the guys, you have 2 of them on there right before the ship blows up. He's like he's winning. Like he has him in the arm lock.
Hold. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like thrilled. He's happy as
He's going out like a,
like a Klingon.
Totally.
Yeah, like a Klingon.
Much great honor. Yes.
Today is a good day to die. But I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves.
Well, yeah, because right at the end of the episode, it's like, we have you now, Enterprise. Even though they know it's not the Enterprise, they're still calling it Enterprise.
Yeah.
Like, we are stronger. Because the way they ended it, just before we move in, it's one of those commercial cliffhangers they always do.
Yeah.
Where you get the Cerritos, it's got grapplings all around. There's no hope. They can't get out of there. And it's like, okay, they're done.
Yeah, there's no way out. This is it.
They're done.
Yep.
Okay, next scene.
Okay, Act 3. Surprise! The Cerritos is being ripped apart by these 3 new monster ships when the Titan arrives and saves the day. Captain Will Riker and Deanna Troi, our 2 favorite heroes, kick the Pakleds' ass and the monster ships retreat. Celebrate good times, come on. Later, at Starbase 77, when the ship is going through repairs, we see the aftermath of the fight. Rutherford lost his memory, a funeral is held for Shaxs, and Mariner and the captain have a heart-to-heart. From now on, they'll work as a team instead of against each other. And then at the bar, we see Riker and Troi interact with the Cerritos crew, and it automatically warms any Trekkie's heart with comfort and nostalgia. Apparently, networking is still keen in this time period because Brad uses his newfound connections to transfer to the Titan, which seriously pisses off Mariner.
It was a lot to unpack in that scene. First, the throwback in the beginning of the episode, you hear a throwaway line where they went to go investigate what was going on with the Solbane. And she said, the Titan is patrolling in the area, but let's go ahead and go because I really want to, rib the captain for someone accidentally hitting a button.
Right.
So we know that the Titan's in the area, but it was such a throwaway line that you didn't expect the Titan to show up.
And then seeing Will and Deanna, it was like, holy fuck balls.
And they dropped the TNG
awesome.
theme music.
Right?
It's just like a happy feeling, save the day moment for sure. Of course, it's Will Riker to the rescue.
It was so awesome.
And then the Pakleds are like, oh no, it's another Enterprise. Riker's like, red alert, what, a Pakled party and I wasn't invited?
The Pakleds are just like, make us go.
Go, guys, go.
The Pakled phrase to warp is, make us go.
Go, guys, go.
And did you guys know that Jonathan Frakes was the only Star Trek regular cast member to appear in 6 different Star Trek television series, whether that was himself, Will Riker, or as Thomas Riker?
Yeah, he's appeared in everything. That guy's in everything. Everything except the original series and the animated series.
And then Marina, she's been in 5 different series.
Yeah.
Well, Riker or Jonathan Frakes is a triple threat because he can direct, he can act, he can do almost everything out of the box. It was pretty cool.
And play trombone.
Yeah. Oh, can't forget his trombone.
Yep. And supply Mariner with her Romulan ale.
And all her contraband. Hello.
And all of her contraband. Yeah.
Deanna's like, we're talking about this later.
Yeah, we're going to talk about this later. Oh, yeah. It's
So
like,
funny.
he's in trouble.
Now, did you
tried
guys
to cut it
notice?
off.
Yeah. Did you guys notice that in the Nemesis, Riker and Troi had Romulan ale served at their weddings? So when Troi is saying we're going to talk about this, she might be referencing the idea that he said the Romulan ale was all drunk. Well, apparently it wasn't all drunk because he's given Romulan ale away to his friends.
Oh boy. Somebody's in trouble.
Someone's in trouble. Yep.
And she was so calm and cool and collected when she told him, she's like, we're going to talk about this later.
Yes. Yes.
Well, what was funny is when they came back after that scene, and when Riker's coming back in through the not transporter, but the freaking elevator. Turbo lift.
Turbo lift.
I don't know why I could not think of turbo lift.
Elevator.
But, right. He goes, I'm sorry, because I was in the holodeck watching the Enterprise season 1. Those guys had a long road getting from here to there.
That was hilarious.
That's so cool.
I was cracking up.
That was great.
That was so
cute.
Awesome.
Especially in the season finale of Enterprise, how it turned out, which pissed a lot of people off, that the show was being watched in the holodeck.
Is that upsetting to people? That's funny.
Yeah.
Star Trek fans get upset over so many things. That's hilarious.
Because it was a season finale. And then you go, the whole thing, you get Riker says, that was a good watch. It's like, what the hell?
Did you guys get the reference to the movie All That Jazz?
No. What was it?
Riker, as they're leaving, Riker says, "Give me warp in factor of 5, 6, 7, 8." And Deanna goes, "Oh, that jazz."
Oh, that's funny.
He warped out in style.
Right?
Well, he's always
in
been
Bob
interested.
Fosse style.
He's always been interested in jazz, right? Like,
Yeah.
hasn't that been the whole thing? Like, he's a jazz person. And even in Picard, in Nepenthe, he was listening to jazz when they showed him.
Yep, he's cool. He
He's a
likes
cool
the jazz, man.
cat.
Yeah, he's a cool cat. Totally.
I just thought that was fun.
I just like the little talk. It's like, oh, they got like a little Risa.
Yeah, should we ring the little Horgon?
It's like, I don't want to know the rest of that joke, but it was funny.
He's like, no, we'll just do our normal.
And then when we see them in the bar and number one tries to hit on Troy, Deanna, can you introduce me to any of your Betazoid friends? And she's like, Jack, I sense you exaggerate your confidence in order to mask an ocean of insecurity. And he's like, oh, you think they'll sense that too? I can make that work for me.
Right?
Yeah, apparently it works for him. I don't know why. He never does research, not even on his dates, but he apparently, I don't know what it is about him.
And why would he have an ocean of insecurity? Hello, look at him.
Totally.
Well, you get some people, they're like that no matter how good looking they are, no matter how attractive they are. There's something about themselves that when they look in the mirror that they see that no one else does. And they're insecure about it.
It's plagued me for centuries.
The whole appearance thing, looking better, that's a part of insecurity too. If you can walk around with no makeup on, looking like crap, and you're feeling good, that's secure. If you can't go outside of your house without putting makeup on and dressing yourself up, that's insecurity.
Yeah, Nathan can't go out of the house without some makeup on.
Yeah, I don't have that problem.
Where is
I see number one in the way he struts his stuff when he walks out of his quarters.
Thank you for that. And damn it, I told Rocky to disable the internal teleport because I was going to totally put Patrick out in space for a couple of heartbeats. But I see that you disabled that.
You gave me an order. I followed order.
Yeah. No, I wasn't going to leave you out there to die, just to turn you bluish.
Like poor Peanut Hamper just rolling through space. Help!
That was funny.
Yeah.
That was fun. Well, Peanut Hamper deserved it.
Yeah, she did. And did you notice too, when we see Boimler's new quarters in the Titan, did you guys notice that he had a picture of Ransom in there?
Oh, did he? That's
He
funny.
had a freaking picture of Ransom in there.
I was looking at the Boimler plaque, the buffer
Boimler effect,
yeah, the Boimler effect, yeah.
And on the pad, all those calls from Mariner.
Yes.
It was blowing up your pad. Wow.
And he's just like ignoring her.
And in one of those voicemails, she was saying, I'm going to feed you to an Armus. And that's like the reference to the oil slick dude that killed Tasha Yar in Skin of Evil. Yeah.
I was wondering what that was. I'm like, I recognized it, but I couldn't place it.
Yeah, it went by really quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was pissed, and you can understand that. She was not happy.
And finally, we get to hear
pissed.
Jen's yelling at her.
Right.
We finally see Jen. Like, who in here is named Jen? Oh, that's Jen.
So what does that mean for the next season, though? Is Boimler going to be on the Cerritos? Is he going to be on the Titan?
Did you watch the after show?
No.
Oh.
The after show, they said the guy who did it, he said that, Boimler's definitely still going to be on the Titan. At least at the start of the season. He didn't indicate whether or not he'll remain there the whole time, but he did say it, which was kind of, in a way, I thought it was really fucked up of Boimler because he said, I would miss you. You're my friend. Don't transfer. When they had the heart-to-heart in the middle of the fight. And it's like, you transfer. I sent the requisition to transfer all the time. I never thought that they would accept it.
Yep. Sometimes
but he's such a kiss-ass
man. Yeah, you
so.
just go for it. Yeah.
Yeah. You knew he would.
Yeah.
But then he did. He was hanging out with new friends.
What was funny is because as I watched the season finale, prior to that, I had watched the season finale of The Boys, which Jack Quaid is also in. So the juxtaposition of Huey and Boimler, it's just like, what?
I haven't seen The Boys yet, so
I guess no one has seen The Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last 2 episodes of this season were mind-blowing.
Oh, my God, yes.
That's on another podcast. So we'll talk about that. We're talking about our boys on this podcast.
Right.
Still mind-blowing.
Another reference, too, to Tasha Yar being killed was with Jax and the security chief, how he was killed in the first season. That's sort of a reference to Tasha Yar because because she was killed in the first season. And then also, too, Jax's funeral was the same as the funeral in Wrath of Khan.
Well, I mean, that's your standard Starfleet.
Yeah.
You know,
Is that-
pop them out in the photon torpedo tube, shoot them out.
So the rocks thing isn't normal?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was kind of sad because this episode for season finale was definitely full of death because I didn't expect for him to go out.
Yeah,
you know,
and
then
you're
the whole
right.
starship.
The losing the security officer at the first season, now that you mentioned that, it was like, oh, and you bring in a bunch of sadness now.
Very TNG.
Because we lost
know.
Tasha Yar in Next Generation, and it was just so painful.
Yeah, but the thing is with Tasha Yar basically had a meaningless death. She didn't get a chance to fight, defend herself or nothing. It just, she got slapped down like a fly.
Yeah, it was not an honorable in the Klingon sense death. It was it was a sucky death.
Well, did you guys, just a little trivia, I don't know if you guys know this, but Denise Crosby, who played Tasha Yar, do you know who her grandfather is?
Who?
Bing.
Bing Crosby.
Yeah, Bing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And then
I guess you don't know who Bing Crosby is.
Bing Crosby is a crooner that sang White Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a huge, like, 40s and 50s
like
Hollywood,
before there was Sinatra, there was Bing.
Yeah.
Right.
It was
yeah.
right around the time when Patrick was a teenager. So.
And I still look damn good, okay?
That's because you bathe in the blood of your enemies.
I do. On a daily.
Well, I heard bathing in blood makes you younger.
You know, it actually does, according to Patrick. But it was nice to see Stax, to have him. He basically went out kind of like a Klingon. I mean, he went blood screaming.
I mean, if you had to pick a way for him to go out, he's going to go out heroically, like a badass, and saving lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because all season he's been aching for a fight. So, he got his fight.
Yeah, and it's like, may your blood die screaming. And that's what happened. He really did a phenomenal job doing what he wanted to do, like a bear, protecting his cubs, his baby bear.
Aww.
So it's like, oh.
Yeah.
So sweet.
And then, of course, the other thing at the ending with Rutherford and Tendi, because he's out there unconscious and she's reading manuals to him. I'm sure that was a manual that she was reading to him.
Yeah, it was about fluidic components and something or other. But it was so cute when she's like, she realizes he doesn't remember her. She's like, you know what that means? We get to become best friends all over again.
I know. She's so enthusiastic. I just gotta love that.
She sees the good. She turns the lemon into lemonade immediately.
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean, it's
she
like,
does.
you know.
Yeah. And with Shaxs is like, give me the lemon, I'll burn your house down. I'll burn your house down with the lemons. Oh, and then also, too, in the bar, did you notice how Riker called Carol Freeman his Cha'Dich?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, so that basically means like it's a Klingon term for someone who is like someone's loyal assistant and who does their fighting for them and that kind of thing. And did you guys know that Picard was Worf's Cha'Dich in the Next Generation episode, Sins of Father?
There you go.
Yeah.
And Boimlers and Mariners, they're the Cha'Dich reference. So if you look to the future of Boimler and Mariner, you're going to get that connection.
Wasn't there a show in the 80s in the 20th century called Joanie and Cha'Dich?
Oh my God, that was bad. That was so bad.
So I wasn't watching that show, and I know that was bad.
It was a spin-off of Happy Days, wasn't it?
Oh my God. Okay, all right. Because we have a whole week for you to recover, you need to clean out the filters today. That deserves for you to clean out the holiday. That was a bad one.
Come on, that was good. That was good.
Bad. Oh
Wear your
God.
hazmat suit this time, Patrick.
Joanie and Cha'Dich.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, man. It was pretty bad.
Oh. If we get any hate emails on that one, that's all on you.
The only person that's going to get we're going to get hate mail from is Scott Baio. So,
oh my God, that was pretty bad. Okay, now did you hang around to see the coming attractions for Discovery?
yes,
Can't wait.
Looks
I'm
good.
so excited.
And that's next week.
Going just right in from one show right into another one. That's how it should be done. This is going to be so much fun.
That's really
Thank
how
you.
it should be done.
I agree.
Total nerd boner for next week.
Oh, did you watch the opening scene?
Yes.
Yes. I was mad it didn't go further. I wanted more.
Yeah, it was like, oh, can we get a little bit more than that? That was pretty good.
Well, we'll text you next Wednesday night after the premiere.
Oh, there you go.
We'll let you know.
No spoilers this time.
Oh no, give me spoilers.
I don't have to whip out Section 31's sound effect.
Don't include Rocky and give me all the spoilers. I want spoilers.
We'll be happy to spoil.
Yeah, he does love doing that, doesn't he? Now, question. I'm going to ask you, Rocky, because I put you on the CC and I haven't checked my console because it's been blown up for HR stuff. Did you see the type of ship we're getting, or do you know for certain because it's supposed to be delivered this week?
Oh, wow. That's exciting. No, they haven't told me which one yet. I gave them two choices because I was really thinking, the Defiant class ship was really nice. That'd be a cool one to have. And you'd have to get it specially modified for a small crew size. So there's plenty of room to put a nice holodeck in there. Or just because of lower decks, I kind of am enjoying the Cerritos class ships, these California class ships. They're kind of cool. They're very utilitarian. They're like the SUV or the pickup truck of the Starfleet. I kind of like this ship.
Well, hopefully we'll find out and come back next week for our podcast and you can see totally what ship we got.
Woo woo.
And then also the name of the ship.
We're going to actually name our ship. This is awesome.
Yes. Yeah. This one, I think we just called it the Rust Bucket or Heather's Playground or something like that.
We've never named our ship.
The POS.
No. Hey,
the Tribble ship.
Most of the time when people communicate with us, it's like, hey, you over there.
Right.
Hey, you guys.
You're tired all
What
right.
the fuck you doing over there?
It's like you guys over there, or you off of our partner Sal, so
Cool.
we're definitely going to have one. So again,
But that means I have to learn all new computer systems on this new ship.
I'm pretty sure they're Starfleet standard computer systems. You should be fine.
I hope so. I
Well,
got enough to do.
you can always interact Badgie and he'll tell you, what to do.
Yeah, you could implement Badgie.
No. No. I'm not having some psycho holodeck program out to kill me. Sorry.
Well, the one thing I learned about this episode, was it's better to have a captain on your side than up your ass.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's what she said. That's perfect
And
example.
that should be the name of the podcast.
Up your ass? Oh, no.
No.
That's our After Dark, Starfleet After Dark episode's first name, Up Your Ass.
I think this is the first time Patrick denied something to being up his ass. So.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
So getting from there to here.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's not Archer.
He's not up your ass.
No, although I wouldn't mind.
He's cute.
Yeah.
Okay, now the friggin'
I was going to
council
get
goes
the
off.
Trip Tucker Sunday, but it's only Saturday.
Now the council goes off for HR. Great. Well, at least they timed it so it's at the end of the show. So I can go ahead, I guess, and take care of that as we're going down. Next week, make sure you come back because we're going to have some spoilers, whatever we can get away with saying that Section 31 won't censor us for. You get a chance to hear about our brand new starship, as well as the name that was picked out for it. And
Star Trek Discovery Season 3.
who knows what other surprises we may have. And if you notice, also, there was no paper from our science officer.
Yeah, I switched to digital.
After much ribbing and everything, she
About time she got to the 24th century.
To her pad. She finally switched to the pad. I mean, yay!
The pad.
So thanks everybody from joining in on our show, and we look forward to you guys coming back. Make sure you catch us. We're on all the social medias, and if you're joining us on our premiere right now, thank you for coming here for our premiere. And if you haven't, you still have time to join our premiere next week. So just keep on the lookout. You can get all of our information, taglines on the show, as well as pictures of the crew if you haven't seen us, if you're brand new. So thank you for joining us. Make sure you stay safe. Not only just have a great week, but make it so.
Starfleet Underground, beaming into a podcast feed near you. Log on to our website at starfleetunderground.com and send your comments and questions to thecollective@starfleetunderground.com. Follow us on Twitter at StarfleetUnderG and on Facebook and Instagram, we're Starfleet Underground.